Hi guys, it's Sophia. Thanks for stopping by. Today I thought I would share a tutorial for a memory decks holder, like a box for them. It holds 3 memory decks cards in it. And I had done this because I'm in a swap and we have to do 3 memory decks. So I made this box. I did tweak it since this box because it's still too wide. Like, this is version 2 and it's still too wide, so I think the measurements that I'm giving you in the tutorial are ideal, as long as you don't like really go over the size of the memory decks card itself. So I'm just gonna show you what mine looks like, and then you can kind of get an idea of how your box will be if you follow the tutorial. So it looks like this. I put some panels on the back, which you cannot see have embossing on them because this light is really bright. But it's just like that, and then it opens like this, and you have 3 slots, and I just have mine like this. See? And then I just put them in there, and then for these I'm just gonna put shred in there so that they don't move them around so much. But see, and then see, this one even has like stuff that goes off of it, but it's still going to fit in the dimensions that we're making today. So we'll go ahead and do that, and see. But it's just like that. And then the other difference with this box is that it has this little piece right here, and I have since just made it uniform one piece, so you won't have this anymore. It'll be a lot smoother and more seamless than this one. But we'll just go ahead and get into it now. You're going to need for this project 2 thick 12 by 12 papers in a solid color, and then I recommend that it be like a neutral direction pattern paper, but you'll need 1 pattern paper for this. It doesn't need to be double-sided. Mine kind of unfortunately is double-sided, so I'm gonna lose the one side of this, but it's just so pretty that I just wanted to use it anyways, and I will go ahead and get into that now. So go ahead and grab your supplies. You're gonna need that. I recommend that you have a border punch if you want to have that little like decorative edge on the lid, and then of course a score tool of some kind. I don't know where my one to this board is. You don't need a scoreboard, but honestly it's going to be a whole lot easier if you have a scoreboard. If not, then you can just score it maybe like on like carpet or something like that with a ruler and like a mechanical pencil that doesn't have lead in it, and then a pair of scissors. So yeah, you'll need those things now to complete this project, and then we'll do that. Okay, so we're gonna start with cutting the paper. So we need 2 5 by 7 pieces. So I'm gonna cut this first at the 7-inch mark. So we're gonna cut that at 7 inches, and then from that I'm gonna cut the 5-inch pieces. So we need 2 pieces, so I'm going to measure it at 5, and then I'm gonna measure this one at 5. And really, like, you want a good thick cardstock for this, since this is the base. It'll get a little bit thicker once you put the design paper on top, but it's always good to start sturdy. So that's those two, and then we need a 6.5 by 9 piece of paper and a 10 by 5 paper and two 2 by 2 papers. So next I'm going to cut this down to 10. Oh, come on. And then from here, I need a 5-inch piece. And I'll put all these measurements in the description box. So everything's in the description box. We need a 5-inch piece and a 6.5-inch piece. So 6.5. Make sure that's up against your edge. And then we're gonna take an inch off because this one is 6.5 by 9. So by 9. Alright, and then two 2 by 2 pieces. So I'm just gonna take that from one of the strips we had earlier. It's 2 inches. So we're going to cut 2 inches and 2 inches. Okay, and then I just have these set over here on the side. So let's start with the 2 5 by 7 pieces. And I'm gonna set these here. On the 2 5 by 7 pieces, on the 7-inch side, we're gonna score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 6 inches, and 6.5. And we're gonna do that on both. So the next piece, we're gonna score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 6 inches, and 6.5. And then the next piece we'll do is the 9 by 6.5, which I think is this one. Yeah, it is. Okay, so on the 9-inch side, we're gonna score at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 7 inches, and 8.5. And then on the 6.5-inch side, we're going to score at 1.5. Okay, so then next we have a 10 by 5 piece, and we're going to score that on the 10-inch side at 1.5, at 6.5, at 8, and then that's it. Okay, and then you'll have two 2 by 2s, and we're gonna score it on 2 sides at 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch and then turn, and they should be 2 sides that are next to each other. And then we'll do the same thing on the other one. So 1/2 inch and then turn and 1/2 inch. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this, but I'm just going to keep it because it's a solid background and I think it'll be easier. So, let's see, I guess we can start with, yeah, we'll just start with this. So the 2x2s, we're going to, okay, there's a little corner right here, see? See that little corner? We're going to cut that off. And then these other two little pieces are going to be the tabs. So we're going to cut it kind of at an angle, like that. And then cut a little bit off of right here just to the line. Just like that. That's my crazy baby right there. Okay, and then repeat on the other piece. Okay, so then you'll have two pieces that are kind of like this, and these will be for the sides of the lid. Okay, next, this is the okay, this is the 10 by 5. So in the 10 by 5, we just need to, on the 1.5 inch side, we are going to cut off just a little piece of this. Because this is going to reinforce the bottom of the box. And we don't want it to get stuck on the edges. Watch. This is this piece right here. So, this is actually the front part of the lid, this is the top of the lid, this is the back, and then this will be the bottom, and this part right here is the bottom. Next, we'll grab the 6.5 by 9, so that's this piece here, and this middle square is the front of your box. These two squares are the side right here, and then these are little flaps that are going to glue in, and this is the bottom that will also glue. Just 1 second. Okay, so on this piece, we are going to take out this corner triangle right here, which would be 1.5 by 1/2 inch. But we're gonna take that out, and we're actually going to cut a little bit of the square next to it because that's gonna end up being a tab. And like this. So it's not perfectly square, it's kind of, see, like that. And do the same thing on the other side. So cut here and cut here. Let's see if it helps to do this. Here, we'll do this so that you can see better, but okay, so that you can see better. We're going to do the same thing here, just at the slightest angle. And then this piece cut just on the inside of the line. That way it won't go over. And we'll just do the same thing on this side, just cut almost like a little piece of pie, and slightly on the inside line of the middle. So you'll end up just like this, and then cut just slightly a sliver of this 1/2 inch flap on both sides. Okay, so we'll end up like this, and then this will be the bottom, this will be the front of your box, these two pieces are the sides, and these pieces will actually be glued to the back right here. Okay, and then we have these are the dividers. They're the 5x7 pieces. And so these, go ahead and fold them, burnish the lines on both of them. And then on one of them, I recommend to just leave it. Don't cut the edges or anything. On the second piece, you are going to cut just a tiny little sliver of the sides right here on that 1/2 inch tab on both sides. So there, and there, and then here, and here. Okay, and then you'll end up with this here. See how it's slightly cut? That's what you'll end up with. And so this will end up like this, and this will end up like this inside of the box, and we'll glue this piece and this piece on both pieces. We'll glue this piece and this piece, this piece and this piece, this piece and this piece, like this, inside of the box. So we will actually glue the two longer pieces together. So we'll take what is your 10x5 piece, and go ahead and fold that. Okay, and then the part that you cut, like this, is going to go onto this piece on top, like this. Only glue it to the line, and then this will make up the bottom, just like that. Okay, so we're gonna glue this piece on the bottom here. You could use score tape, but I don't really trust tape for these sorts of things because it tends to come off. So I'm using wet glue, my Barely Arts glue, which I love. Okay, and then I just line up right up to the line, and then make sure that it's on the corner right here. So that will stay there, and then these will eventually get glued here, but I don't want to do that until the end because it's easier to glue in the dividers without that being glued. So first we're going to take the piece that is not cut, so it's the corners are still square, and then we're going to glue it inside here. See? And it's going to fit just perfectly right there. So if you want to add glue, I glue just this flap right here first so that I can line it up right and my glue does not dry. And if you want to just maybe fold it to guide you,
Mommy.
You'll put it right here.
Mommy.
Okay, just 1 second.
Mommy.
And let me let that dry and then I'll be right back. Okay, I think that's mostly dry, so then we're going to do this piece right here. It's the other little flap. I just like to do an outline so I know that the edges are like down. And then same thing on this, I recommend to kind of like, you're going to put the edge up to guide you, but just set this down right inside the lines of the square. And you want to kind of push this part right here down. This part over here that has the other flap, that's the bottom, so it doesn't matter as much how it looks, but this side you kind of want it to be just on the edge, otherwise you'll be able to see it. You can always cut it off, but you know, it's better if you just line it up, then you don't have to cut it off. So you're gonna just I just stick my hands on both sides so that I know that it's like completely glued down, just like that, right? And then, so then I'm gonna go back to this other side, which is basically dry, and see how it's glued on the one side, but right here it's not. So I'm going to glue that side, and I'm gonna do it similar to that other side where I just make sure that the edges are mostly good, and then I do one and kind of put it in the crack so that I know that that's all glued down, right? So then I'll just set this like this and kind of just pinch it on both sides initially, like this. And then you can also do like this and just push down on this bottom piece. With my fingers, I'm pushing on the inside. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Just right here, see this part? I'm going to add the glue. On the edges is where I'm mostly worried about. And then right here in the crack. And then right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of just bend this back and pinch. See? I'm just pinching it. And that should be glued, right? And then if you want to extra secure it, just kind of put it on its side, like this, and just push it on the inside down, and make sure it's really stuck. So then you'll have this, like this. See, that's a flap right here. So you'll have this, and then that other piece is going to fit like this inside of here. So essentially these tabs are going to tuck together like this, and like this, right? So you'll want to just make sure that when you put these together, this piece, that flat side, is against the top edge of this, and it'll just hold together like that. See, this is two pieces, but it's going to become one. So I recommend to just make sure this part is really good and flat, because you can't really do that once it's glued on. And I'm going to do basically the same thing. I'm going to glue this middle edge, right? See? This middle edge right here. Wait, right here. And then adhere it on the side, and then I'll come back and do this lip. So I'm going to do this edge here. And hopefully you can mostly see that. And then I'm going to tuck this inside, because these two flaps are basically going to be on top of each other. And I'm going to line it up with the top. Sorry if you could see my head there. But I just want to make sure that this top edge especially is lined up. And then you can kind of hold the tabs together so that, like this, and then I'm gonna put it up like this and push so that it just really sticks down nice and flush against the other tab. Okay, and then I'm gonna do this tab here. See, this part is not glued, so I will just add glue along this. See? And then also in that little crack. Right? And then I'm gonna put that together. Right there. They might not be like perfectly lined up. It doesn't really matter. Just because it does bug me. I'm gonna cut that off. But like I said, it does not matter because it's going to be hidden. You're not gonna see it. If it bugs you, then cut it off. Or you could wait and just cut them together, but I don't know, I like to do it like that. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we have this piece that is not glued, and then we have this piece right here. So we're going to put glue right here, and then we'll have this piece still in the wind. So we'll put glue here. Okay, and I got a little bit off the edge. Just wipe that. Okay, and so then you have this flap here. You're gonna make sure that this goes just inside your fold. So I like to tuck it over, make sure this top end where there's no other flap is down. See, mine was a little bit up. I just pushed it down while the glue is still wet, and just so that it's nice and hidden. Right, and then I fold this so that I know that it's gonna be working, and I'm gonna flip it on its side and push down. See, like this, I'm pushing down right here. and I kind of like run my nail along the where the paper is, and so you'll have like this little ledge right here. See? Okay, so I think that's nice and glued, and again my tabs did not line up perfectly, so I'm gonna cut them just like that. And you won't see this anyways, but it's a thing. So there's that. And then, okay, so then these tabs are going to adhere to the bottom of the box, like this. See? So I'm going to put glue on both of these. And I mostly am concerned with the edges, but you know, you want it to be secure, so I'm going to do that side too. And then I'm going to do this flap. And I do it just inside, so if it oozes a little bit, it won't really get on the inside of your box. Okay, so we have that, kind of just like by moving it down on the edge. Move it down and flip your flap over like this, right? And you're gonna make sure that your edge is on the edge of the paper like that. See? And then this one too before it dries. See how it's kind of sticking out? You want it in right here. And down. So I'm just going to hold those two sides in. Right? And if you want to, you can just do like this. And you'll see a little piece of your tabs right here. See on the bottom right here. So I'm just going to push those. It's okay if it kind of bows your dividers right now because there's nothing in there. Like, it's fine. So I'm just going to make sure that the edges are like nice and stuck down right there. The back side, there's not really a way to do it. I mean, you could stick your, whatever you're using, your bone folder or even like your scissors down there and kind of push the corner down if you want. But, you know, it's good. So you'll push it down just like that. Make sure it's really good and stuck down. Then, once you're satisfied with that, you're going to glue on these little tabs, and we're gonna put this flap over like this. Okay, so I'm gonna put glue on okay, and then I'm gonna put glue on this side. Just like that. And then I like to put some in the middle just so I know it's really stuck. Okay, and then you want to make sure that this is lined up for the most part. See? That's pretty much lined up. The bottom was not super lined up, so I'm going to adjust that, and that's better, like that. Okay, and then I don't want to forget this side, and again I want to make sure that that bottom piece is lined up, so I kind of like pushed that part first and then come up here. Just like that. And then I'm going to slide my hand in here, and it's okay if that top paper is kind of like at its max, because it's fine. You're just gonna slide something in there anyways. So it's fine, and I'm just gonna push down on that as best I can so that I know that it's stuck down in there. Okay, so that's the good part of our box, and there's our dividers. And then this is going to be our lid. So now we want to get those 2x2 pieces, these two, and go ahead and fold your little tabs down. Fold your little tabs down on both pieces the same way. Okay, and then these, part of it is going to go here and part of it here. These will be actually glued on the inside, but I just want you to see. See, it will go like that. See? But it'll be on the inside. So it'll be basically like, this will be here. See? Like that. And then this will be down like this. And these will be glued right there. Right? Okay, so here's the trick. Because I want to add that scalloped edge detail, we're only going to glue this front part, this tab right here, along the top edge. And I'm wondering why this is so... I think I measured this wrong. Ah, darn it. Okay, well that's okay. We're just gonna go with it, and in your own measurements you're gonna have to take a little bit less for this to work, but since I caught it right now, I'm gonna remove a half inch off of this because I don't know what I did, but I gave you guys the wrong measurements. So we're just gonna take this, I'm gonna set it just right here. I'm gonna take a ½ inch off. Not a big deal, right? Okay, so, okay, and then that's gonna fit perfect. So we're gonna glue this so that this line and that is just perfect together. And we're gonna glue this. And we're gonna stick it on this front flap. You can line it right along that score line. Okay, and it'll just look like this. And we're gonna do the same thing on this one, except for this tab will be like this. Okay, so I'm gonna glue that. And we're gonna glue it down just right there. And then it'll fold, it'll be right there. Okay? And you're gonna leave these like this for now. Okay? You're gonna get your edge puncher. I'm using this one. And I want my scallop to be like just before the edge. So see how it's like right before the edge? and I'm going to punch right there. Okay, so that's all done. You can see there's a little piece here, but if I punch it more, it's going to end up like this, which I was trying to avoid, but I accidentally punched a little too far. So, see how right here, there's like this loose end? It's just going to have to stay like that because I messed up. But this side, I didn't. So, I'm just going to complete the scallop with my scissors. Like that. See? And then it looks better. But, unfortunately I did that, so it will just have to stay like that. So now, we are going to cut the matte pieces. Actually, yeah, we're gonna cut the matte pieces, and we'll glue those on before I glue these pieces on, just so that it's a little bit easier to center these on here. So I'm going to just empty my board. I'll clean that up later. But I'm just going to empty that part, and we're going to get out our pattern paper. So I liked this pattern paper because it doesn't have a direction. I could turn it like this, like this, like this, and it doesn't really matter. But we are going to need 2 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 pieces. So I'm just gonna take that off right here. Four and 3/4 by 4 and 3/4 here, and then I need a second piece, 4 and 3/4, and then I need a 4 and 3/4 by 1 1/4. So since I know that this is already 4 and 3/4, I'm going to take it from this piece, 1 and 1/4, and then is this 1 and 1/4? Yes, it is. So that's my second piece, and then I need one more. So I'm just gonna do 1 and 1/4 this way. And then 4 and 3/4 here. And see, this is why I like this, because 2 of these are going to be the side panels here. See? And here. And then 1 is going to be on the top of the lid right here. But it doesn't matter which one I use because this goes any direction. So I've chosen to do that. And then this is going to be the front and back pieces, like this. See? And then this front piece, I wasn't sure how much the scallop was going to take off. So let's see, this is about 1 inch. So I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch by this is by 1 1/4. Okay, so 3/4 inch by 1 1/4, and we happen to cut that strip in 1 1/4. So we're just gonna cut off 2 pieces that are 3/4 of an inch. There's 1 and 3/4 of an inch here. There's 2. and then set that aside. Or actually don't set that aside because we'll need a piece that is 4 3/4 by 3/4 inch. So 3/4. Okay, and then leave that out. Okay, so we need these. Okay, right here, you're gonna glue these pieces and just center them, right? So there's equal spacing on all sides. Right? And then I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, and then this piece. See? And then this piece will go right here. All right. And then, so I do want to kind of break it up. So I'm going to do these other panels on the opposite side. Just, you know, to add a little bit of something to it. And I'm going to do this on this panel and on these side panels. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to glue this. And then I'm going to glue these side panels and I'll be right back. Okay, so both of those are done, and then we're going to do the front and the back. Okay, so this will go here, and then this will go here, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I just adhered the back like this, and then I'm again sticking my hand in there and trying to make sure that it's flush. I accidentally, I was kind of trying to do it on the surface first, and I pushed too hard, and I like just nicked it right here, so be mindful of that. As soon as I did that, I wanted to come and tell you that I did that so that your project doesn't get ripped. But those are on now, and you know, I made sure that it's nice and stuck on. And see, it's almost done. We have all the panels and that little piece of blue just to break it up a little bit. Okay, so now this part here, we're going to fold it over you're basically going to tuck these in here. I would maybe do one at a time. So let's do this. Let's put the glue on. Remember, the border is the most important, and if you want, you can put some glue on the inside. But basically, we're making sure that this is going to close and it has a nice tuck in it. Okay, so we're going to tuck it first, right? And not all the way, and then we're going to close it, and we're going to tuck it the rest of the way. See? We're going to tuck it the rest of the way and press down like this, so that we know that it'll close properly once our memory dex is in there. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. So go ahead and add your glue. Oh, why is it doing that? I'm not sure why it did that. Maybe I need to... Okay, so we are going to add our glue. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and then we're going to fold this in and then close it. So fold it all the way down and then push this. See how it's sticking out? We don't want it to stick out, but we want it to close properly. So we're gonna just tuck that in and then fold like this. See? And then that's what you want to have right there. And you are done. See? And you can open it and you can close it and you can open it and you can close it. And I just have a little, let's pretend that this is a memory dex card. It's from one of my kids' Happy Meals or something. But you would be able to open it just like this and put your memory dex card in like that. And you have 3 slots. So you could put a memory dex card, you could put something else that is small, maybe embellishments or something, and you know, you could do that. If you wanted to maybe add a dangle or something to this, I would probably recommend to put it like maybe here or something. And to do it before you close the tabs to make sure that you have allowed enough room that it's still going to close. But that's that. I hope you liked the tutorial. If you see my comments turned off, I don't know what YouTube is doing, but it's liking to keep turning them off and I have to turn them back on. So just send me a direct message on Instagram and I will get that fixed. Let me know what video it's on. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, of course, send me a message and I'll be glad to answer them. And I'll see you on the next video.